of a jacuzzi in a limo in Hollywood with two fly bitches eating KFC. Wait, I just lost a chicken McNugget between your legs. Do you mind if I get it? Hello, what has we got here? Does he want something coleslaw, aye? There's one piece of meat in this jacuzzi that ain't boneless, aye? I was talking about McDonald's. Check out my show. Boom, boom. Shake that mofo room.
Hello.
Booyakasha. Diggity, check this out, because I is here with none other than my main man, General Brent Scowcroft. Him was the National Security Advisor to George Bush, who was the President of America, and also to some geezer called Ford. Is fighting the most harmful thing you can do to the other side? Ain't the most harmful thing you can do is to call them nasty names?
Not really, not for countries.
Let's imagine we was back all those years ago when you was fighting Russia. If the president had gone over to the head of Russia and said, yo, Boris or whatever, stop being such a he would have felt this small.
Well, as a matter of fact, we did that.
Did you go,
Well, not you.
But what?
Well, you don't do that in diplomatic circles.
But did you do a kind of spaz kind of impression?
No.
When should a nation nuke another one?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I would say only if it's very vital interests are involved.
Do you think America should nuke Canada?
No.
Why not?
Well, because, first of all, we don't have any real significant problems with Canada.
But if you nuked Canada, the amazing thing would be the element of surprise. Them would never expect it. And then you could take all their, everything they got there.
We don't want what they have.
Well, they must have something good up there.
Oh, they have a lot of things good. They have a lot of gold.
And
they have a lot of oil.
Cow things with the horns.
Moose.
All right. If you is an officer, what is the bestest tactic in battle?
To win.
What does that mean?
The best tactic you can do is to maneuver so that you surprise the enemy.
So is the bestest tactic surprise?
Sure it is.
Because that makes me think of, ooh,
yes.
Did that surprise you?
Yes.
That did, didn't it?
And when you surprise somebody, you have the advantage because you know what you're doing. And he doesn't. He's not prepared.
That's true, because I was thinking that,
yeah.
Yo.
Exactly. And most of the great generals in history have figured out how to surprise the enemy, do something they don't anticipate.
No. I understand what you're saying, because
exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to, does he understand? I was trying to surprise you.
No, and it's exactly that concept.
Is the army worried about the threat of chemical and biological weapons?
Sure.
Did they ever catch the people that sent Tampax through the post?
No, they did not. It wasn't Tampax, it was anthrax.
All right, I think there's different brand names.
Well, it may be, but anthrax is the germ. Tampax is something very different.
We just want to say big up yourself, General Scowcroft. You helped us out here, and You know, the interesting... Ooh. The surprise thing. Yo, the surprise thing. But me just want to say, all you lot out there, listen to the words of my man, the general. And I ain't shitting you, he really is a general, Schoolcroft here. Because him has said enough important things about warranting. You better listen up. Don't get mashed up. Keep it real.
Today I go to a ranch in Texas full of exotic animals. It is like a zoo, but more fun, because instead of just look at animals, you can also shoot them in the head with a gun. Happy time, dziękuję.
Come in.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Serengeti Ranch.
Wow, it's very nice. This is nice.
Oh, yeah.
You have hunt this?
Yeah, we've been to Africa 7 times.
Wow.
We shot a lot of different things.
And what the most expensive animal for you to shoot?
Last year we shot a David deer.
Wow, this the one
That's the one from China that's extinct. You see the feeders where Jim is?
Yes.
That's corn, and then when it triggers off, it makes the animals come because they hear the sound of it.
Yes.
And then they'll come in a hurry.
But do they not know if they come, they will say goodbye?
No, they don't know. A long time ago in Africa, they used to hunt the black guys. You don't have any Jews up in your country, do you?
Jews? We have many Jews. They cause a lot of the one who like the money.
Yeah. That's one of their traits, all right.
In my country, the big-nosed people, they make a lot of trouble. They make a trouble here in America, too?
Everywhere they are.
Yes.
They were so bad in Germany in controlling the economy and all the money and stuff. That's why when the Nazis got in power, they said, we're going to have a final solution to these Jews.
We're going to hunt the Jew.
Kill them all.
It is a shame you cannot have in one of these deer and then a Jew and say you can hunt a Jew.
You can't be that way in this country.
Why not?
I know. It's okay with me, but it's not with other people.
The media. A lot of you out there probably never even heard of the word. Is books part of the media?
Absolutely.
What is the point of them? I mean, I ain't done this, but has any of you actually ever read a book?
Oh, of course.
No. I was talking about the whole thing.
I've read thousands of books in my life. I have a.
All right, don't show off.
But I mean, some people.
Name one then.
Name one.
Yeah.
I was reading one today called "Sex, Lies, and Videotape."
Is that a real book?
To my understanding, it was a film, but it may also.
All right, so that's a film. That ain't a book. What does you think about violence on TV?
Nobody, I don't think, in their right mind would say there shouldn't be any violence in entertainment. The question is, do you depict it in a way that makes it appealing?
But what harm has violence ever done?
Oh, death. I mean,
Yeah, but apart from that.
Well, death and injury. I mean, if you don't die, you're injured.
All right. Well, apart from that, those two things. Yeah. Does you think that violence on the telly leads to violence on the street?
Well, I would begin with, I wouldn't limit it to television. You got film, you got
violence in the media,
got rap,
whatever.
You got video games.
With full respect, though, that is BS. That's down for bullshit. Because me watch Star Trek, but that don't mean that me go out and build a spaceship and fly into the air and above that into the thing called space and have, all them ears and all that thing.
Well, to me, that makes a point.
Answer that.
There's a difference between violence that is readily and is easily imitatable versus ray guns.
Should telly be used to educate our children?
The television could be a powerful medium for education.
Well, like Sesame Street is very educationalist. I has learned a lot from that. Why don't they make a version of Sesame Street for kids?
That's what it's for.
What?
That's what it's made for.
Full respect, the other day we saw it and the letter was X. And we don't think that kids would understand that. Check this. Did you know that xylophone is spelled from X?
Yeah, sure.
But zoo is spelled like with something, the other one.
Zoo is spelled with Z.
Do you think that there should be censorship?
We have censorship on television.
Me grew up watching whatever me wanted. Me was watching pornos from the age of 11. And me don't see me Julie complaining now. Every time. So, does you think it's all right to see animals on the telly?
People having sex with animals?
What? No.
Oh, you mean sex with animals? Animals having sex? What do you mean?
Animals.
Animals having sex with animals?
Yeah, take it easy. It is disgusting enough seeing a woman and a horse do it, but actually seeing two horses getting jiggy together, that was actually on the television.
While I don't personally enjoy watching two elephants have sex on a PBS special, I don't consider it pornographic.
So, does you think the media put too much attention on women to look a certain way?
I think that it does clearly present an unreal image of life.
But does you think there's enough pressure being put on women from the media? Because there's still so many fatty boom booms walking around.
People need to think about that. They need to look at a Rosie O'Donnell and say, well, that's someone who looks like more of the people I see day to day.
Yeah, right. That's another point.
Come off it. Rosie O'Donnell, how much? How much?
I think Rosie O'Donnell is clearly the exception.
Not even for $1 million, bet you wouldn't.
She is the exception to this presentation.
I want to say big up to all of you lot out here. Me hope to all my peeps out there that you has learned something and at least taken away one thing. Whether it is that you think it is all right to watch the National Geographic channel, watch two elephant boning like this man does. You at home, make up your own mind. Keep it real. Peace. Diggity, check yourself before you wreck yourself, cause I be here with none other than my man, John Neighbor, MB, president of the US Olympians. And today we is chatting about none other than the Olympics. The Olympics, it's well important, isn't it?
It seems to be the one thing that holds the world together in the world of sport.
All right. So where's the Olympics being held this year?
In Athens, Greece.
In Greece?
Yeah.
Why is it being held in a, excuse me French, bit of a crap country?
The city of Athens was the city where the very first modern Olympics was ever held in 1896.
So what other type of Olympics is there?
The only other type of Olympics I know of is something called the Special Olympics.
Is the prize money really bad for these Special Olympics? Because I seen some of them, and without being disrespectful or anything, a lot of the contestants seemed a bit spasticated.
Yeah, they are.
But the level there is pretty low. I mean, they ain't, you know, I mean, I reckon I could beat a lot of them.
Well, you probably could.
Me heard there's drug testing at the Olympics.
There sure is.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is that the bestest event?
Drug testing in the Olympics is basically they take some urine from the athletes and they run it through a machine that detects if there's any drugs in there.
So what does he do to them if you find there's been taking drugs?
You kick them out.
Why does you disqualify them if them is on drugs? I mean, if anything, surely you should be giving them a head start. Because I know if I is like totally mashed, I can hardly be asked to get off the sofa, let alone walk to the fridge.
Yeah, if they
let alone do a race.
That's a good point. If it was recreational drugs, they should give them a head start.
Is most world records set at the Olympics?
It's hard to say. Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Was the world record for the tallest man set at the Olympics?
No. The world's record for the tallest man is not an Olympic competition. That's just a Guinness Book of World Records record.
So what about the record for the longest moustache?
No, that was not an Olympic sport either. Somebody said it's possible to be the world's tallest midget, but how do you know?
What?
You know,
well, you measured them, innit?
Yeah, but how do you know the world's tallest midget?
Well, you'd have to, with a ruler, innit?
Yeah, but how do you know what makes a midget? Maybe I'm the world's tallest midget, am I?
No, midgets is like the small blokes,
right.
Isn't it?
So how do you become the world's tallest midget?
I don't know, with diet and how you eat.
Well, what makes a midget a midget? The fact that they're short?
Which one is midgets? Is them the ones that is like same things, or is them the ones with the big dongs?
I don't know, but I think they're short.
So what's your point?
My point is that it's hard to reward somebody for being the way they were born.
Yo, total respect.
Thank you.
Stains upon Thames massive in the house. Aye. Entschuldigung bitte. I'm here in the coolest city in the world. That's right, LA, Los Angeles. It makes Vienna look like a Scheißendummführer. Also, let's go and find out what makes it so out there. Whenever. Wir gehen zurück. Would you prefer to be born without a sense of fashion, or with just like one of those hands that has like really small fingers, you know, tiny fingers, like half a hand thing?
Yes, I would rather be born with that, with a sense of fashion, definitely.
And with one of those?
Exactly.
Of course, because you can like design something that can cover them, special gloves or something.
Yeah, maybe you could add some steel fingers or silver fingers or, you know, things like that to make it look like exercised.
What was it like when Madonna came in through the front door, did her Vogue and just said, "Hi, I'm a virgin"?
Well, she didn't, so I don't want to say she didn't come to the store here. She hasn't been in the store.
She hasn't been?
No, not when I was here, so.
Warum sind Sie hier? Du hast gesagt, Madonna. They're crazy about Madonna.
Okay, so
I would just pretend.
Okay,
Okay, so what was it like when Madonna just came through the door here and just said, "Okay, I want to buy these clothes. These are the greatest clothes I've ever seen," and just like did the Vogue?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was unbelievable.
How many things did she buy here?
12 to 14 pieces.
Oh my God! And did she come back here many, many, many times?
Yes, she did.
Is this her favorite shop?
Yes.
What's the cool way to walk?
All right, this is the coolest way to walk.
Okay, great. What's like the innest religion now?
Buddhism.
And what was the in religion like, you know, last fall?
Maybe Catholic.
So we've got a charity with the show. It's to do with like deaf or dead children, I don't know. I just wonder if you can like do something for them into camera, take it away from the god of fashion.
Okay. That's it?
Great.
All right.
That was cool. That will make a difference.